America's Pulse Network welcomes you to the Pulse Podcast. Today we've got a packed show, from breaking news to informative topics that will keep you well informed. So, please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the APN's The Pulse Podcast talks about, then please share the Pulse with others. During this episode of The Pulse, the host looks forward to your comments. Tonight's APN's The Pulse Podcast starts now.
Good evening, America. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. I'm Elana Barbera, and I am guest hosting tonight, but I will have Damon, Galdo, and Seth Eisenberg from the network here with me. We're going to get right to it. This is going to be short and sweet. I've got a list of things we're going to cover tonight. Belfast is on fire. You may have seen that a Sudanese immigrant, or refugee, as they're calling him, tried to behead a special needs Irishman in the street, and people are protesting. Catholics and Protestants, after decades of fighting with each other, are getting together to rescue their country. This is fantastic. Karmelo Anthony, the young man who stabbed Austin Metcalf to death in the heart at a track meet at a high school in Texas last year, he has been found guilty, and now there are protests erupting all over our country because they're saying that the decision was racist. No, he's a murderer, but we'll get to it. We've got another senseless murder in New York City. We've got a bunch of Republican, corruption going on in Maryland that Seth Eisenberg is going to fill us in on. I actually can't wait because he sounded pretty angry. I'm pretty excited for that. Then we've got ICE being fully funded through the end of President Trump's second term. So we've got some good news to end the show with. But right now, what I'd like to do is bring in Seth Eisenberg, who is the host of the Conservative Corner and a Miss Maryland runner-up. Seth, it is so nice to have you tonight.
How are you?
I'm psyched. I'm delighted to be here.
It's always fun when you host it.
Oh, thanks. I'll try to make it fun.
You're better looking than me and Damon, so.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much all the time.
Well, thank you. Damon will be here momentarily. He should be popping up. He's going to be a couple of minutes late. So, Seth, let's just get right to what's going on in Ireland. Do you remember? I don't know what happened here. What? I can't see Seth. He's so small. Do you remember? It is over 10 years ago when we watched as millions of third worlders started pouring onto the shores of Greece. And I remember sitting back and thinking, this is going to come here. That what's happening? I remember just feeling like, what are they doing to Europe? This can't be good. And that was obviously part of the purposeful, very deliberate takedown of Western culture, which we've seen happening. And then the rest of Europe followed suit. They spread all over the place. And now we've watched third world rape gangs terrorize the UK. Stabbings are just a part of life. And like cities and picturesque towns are now just filthy third world dumping grounds.
Yep.
Right? But you remember that. You remember seeing those boats, right? Yeah. Probably thought the same thing as me. Like, this can't be good. Anyway, after what happened on Monday, it seems like at least the Irish in Europe have had enough. And they're sick of watching their culture be destroyed, their people be destroyed. So I'm going to show you the video. I advise viewer discretion.
Yeah.
Because we're going to watch the video that was taken on the street of the Sudanese refugee trying to behead this special needs Irishman right there in the middle of the street. Let's pop it up.
Hurry up!
Dead. He's completely dead.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
Has he got leave?
Yeah. Get off him, you fucking rat. Yo! He's cutting him. He's cutting him.
He's trying to cut his head off. He's mate, hurry up!
Hurry up!
He's slicing his head off here. Hurry up the fuck!
Get him, Barney.
Come on, fucker! Come on!
Get him!
Quick! Come on! Get on them! Let him go now! Now, come on! Yes! Yes! Stand up! Stand up!
There's a cop, back off.
Quick! Get off! No! Bro, get off! Quick!
He's trying to cut his hand off.
Bro, I can't cut him in the head. He's trying to cut his hand off! He's just off here! He's...
All right, Seth. What does that elicit in you?
Anger. I mean, you can't take a desert rat out of the desert and think he's going to be any different in a civilized society. You can't. That is how they're brought up. That is what they're taught to do. If you're offended or if something does something against you, you kill them. There's no talking with people over there. And that's what he did. I'm pretty sure the guy he's trying to kill, he was special needs, right?
Yes.
Probably didn't do anything to him. He just perceived some transgression or perceived a disrespectful thing and wanted to cut his head off and did it in the middle of the street. Obviously, he doesn't think it's wrong because he's announcing to everybody, look at me. It's kind of ironic because you have Ireland, where this happened, who are condemning Israel for a make-believe genocide while people in their country from another country are killing their own people. They've got it backwards. Israel ain't the enemy. That wasn't an Israeli in the middle of the city trying to cut off somebody's head. That wasn't an Israeli raping people. Those aren't Israelis. Those aren't Jews. Those are Muslims. There's a common denominator with the problem across the world. Muslim is the common denominator. Islam is the common denominator. This is acceptable in that religion. Like I've said before, Christianity is based on choose. Islam is based on submit. That's all you need to know.
Well, that's 100% true. Although I will say this is generally, in this case, it's a Muslim problem, but Haiti isn't a Muslim country. And the Haitians that come to America are really not much more civilized than that Sudanese man that we just saw. So it's not, uncivilized behavior is not the sole, hallmark of Muslim people. And
I'm not saying all Muslim people either. There's
I'm clear on that. I see this as a third world invasion problem.
I'll go with that. Let me take Muslim out of that and say third world. Yeah. It's a third world problem.
Yeah,
it's a first world problem because they're importing them.
Right. Yeah, we are becoming the third world. So people have had enough. So that happened Monday night. Yesterday, violent protests were breaking out all over Ireland, and this is people who have just had enough of being abused by their government. I mean, buses are burning, stores and homes are burning, migrants are being chased out of their neighborhoods where they've been living for free, and it's just enough. And I want to show you, Seth, some footage of the response that I've collected, and I've overlaid it over the commentary from a journalist in the UK called Will Kingston.
Okay.
And what he is saying about this, it really feels like the way we saw those boats hitting the shores of Greece, and we knew there would be future trouble, and now it's happened here on our border. What he's saying here, I'm like, we're next. Oh, yeah. We're going to have people being beheaded in the streets next. We're already having Americans be murdered. Really, it feels like almost daily by illegal aliens from any random, any number of third world countries.
Yep.
What he's saying, though, we really need to listen to. Let's pop it up.
I'm so sick of this equivocating from the left, this both sidesing this. Let's hold two ideas, no heads at the same time. Let's talk about the far right at the same time as we watch a man being decapitated in the streets. Damn. This isn't a day to talk about, the influence of the far right, and then we can talk about the guy being decapitated after that.
Why not?
There is a direct...
Because if we don't talk about it,
no, I'm not. I'm going to finish. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I was just letting that sit in the air for the audience to make their own judgment. There is a direct line between the people who say we need to focus on language and the violence that you are watching on the streets right now. Nana, you made the right point. People are not listening. Our people are not being listened to. And when you have the feeling you're not being listened to, you feel like you have no other recourse apart from violence. To your point, that's not right, but that is human nature. And unfortunately, the politicians have been able to suppress these narratives with the rape gangs and with illegal migrants for so long, but suddenly with Henry Novak and with the actions we saw this morning, there is footage. And you can't unsee what you've seen with your own eyes. And now they can't just say these are isolated incidents because clips are building and building and it becomes a trend, which breaks their whole, we just need to live in multicultural harmony together and everything is hunky-dory. They have to feel anger with us. They have to empathise with us, or else you are going to see more violence.
Seth, what do you think?
I don't ever advocate for violence. Violence begets violence, begets violence, begets violence. It doesn't end. But I understand there comes a point where talking is not enough. Where you go to your public officials and you beg them, hey, look, you got to look at this. We can't keep doing this. There's problems. And they ignore you and ignore you. I understand there comes a point where you go, you know what? I've tried to talk to you enough. I'm done talking. When they're trying to kill my fellow countrymen in the street, trying to cut their heads off, when you let them live for free on my tax dollars, when there's violence and there's poverty everywhere because we can't take care of our own people, but you keep allowing these third worlders into my country and pushing me back, I'm done talking. I understand the frustration 100%. And I think the rest of the world needs to start looking at Ireland and then looking at their country and looking at their elected officials and go, what are you going to do to stop this? When are you going to say enough's enough? We don't want this anymore. No country other than their politicians are wanting this. They're not going, hey, send everybody to our country. We'll take care of them for free. The politicians are, but the population isn't. Look at Poland. They don't let anybody in, and they're happy. They've got no issues going on. They don't let anybody come in, and that's how it needs to be. You know what? We'll help you make your country better, but you're not coming to ours to make ours as bad as yours anymore. Well, if need be, we'll send you money. We'll send engineers. We'll send construction companies. We'll help.
But we do that. We send money on the front end, and then and nothing gets better, and then they come here and take more.
You're right.
It's all a scam.
Hey, big boy.
How you guys doing?
I'm just ranting and raving.
I got the pulse chest right now. Look, I got the pulse chest.
That's nice. But I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We need to shut our borders down for 5 years. Don't let anybody come in. Everybody's here illegally needs to be put out. And then we take care of ourselves for 5 years. We do what we need to do to make us prosperous and strong again. And then at the end of 5 years, we can reevaluate. Hey, all right, let's start letting people trickle in. But it has to be difficult and expensive to come to our country and become a citizen. I'm not all for making it easy. It needs to be difficult because you need to really want to be here. Not just because, hey, I can get free stuff.
Yeah, which is happening. So, Damon, we're talking about the man in Belfast, the Sudanese migrant who tried to behead the Irish special needs man, and the violent protest reaction that is happening in Belfast. And I mean, I'm sure it's happening right now as we speak out there.
Yeah, I was listening in the car when way here, so I pretty much caught up on what you guys were talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But yeah, I mean, what Seth said pretty much of closing borders. It can't just take third world issues here. I mean, a lot of people are coming here for free. I mean, look, over in Europe, I mean, look what happened here in this country too. At least we got lucky enough that we had somebody close our borders, and it would have gotten worse. But you know, they're third world issues, and I don't know. I'm sorry to say, it's not my problem. It's not my issue. They need to get their stuff in order, you know. And we just let people come over, and they only want to come here, like I said, for the free stuff because they can get on welfare and everything else. But the way they live their lives is a lot different than the way we live ours. I mean, who tries to behead someone in the street? Because you know what? They probably saw it happen in their country multiple times, like a normal thing. That's pretty much it. So that doesn't happen here or there, you know, where the video was. It's not a normal thing, but they're used to seeing that, I guess. So we can't let people in like that.
Yeah. I mean, I you know, we cut the heads off chickens, right? and we do that behind closed doors, and that's that's God's design. That's the order that it's supposed to be, that we eat the chickens. But
there's organizations out the butt that protest that. They fight chickens. They do that, but there's nobody lining up screaming, yelling about this. This country and this world is so fucked up. It's backwards.
Yeah. In the name of diversity. This is diversity. This is cultural enrichment, according to them. And it's worth it. It's worth, a couple of bad apples in order to have the enrichment. I still have not here in the US, and I haven't heard anything from the UK either. I can't really think of any cultural enrichment that this illegal alien invasion has brought us. I haven't seen anything good come to Europe from their refugee and illegal invasion. Am I just being obtuse? Have you guys heard anything that's making any of these countries better?
No. Nothing.
No, nothing.
No. Not at all. Not at all.
Like, not even a little bit. No, like we already had every kind of food that we could ever want here in America from legal people who emigrated here legally. We can listen to any kind of music we want to in this country. I enjoy, worldly music. Like, that's cool. That's cool. But to come here and just, wreak havoc and, put pressure on our housing and our healthcare, our education, our criminal justice system, our police, wear and tear on our infrastructure, while I pay all your bills, get bent. Anyway, let's talk about crazy people in our country, our own Americans who are, hell on wheels, right? So let's go back to April 2nd, 2025. We're at the high school track meet in Frisco, Texas, where every team has its own tent. Karmelo Anthony, one student, walks into a tent that doesn't belong to his high school, and he refuses to leave after being asked to leave 15 times. That came out in court. High school senior Austin Metcalf approached Anthony. By all accounts, there were some words exchanged. It sounds like Austin gave him like a nudge or slight push. And Anthony immediately pulled out a knife and stabbed Austin Metcalf in the heart, killing him instantly in front of his twin brother and his teammates. Anthony ran. He told the cops he did it. And then in his trial, he claimed it was self-defense, which was completely dismantled and destroyed. And yesterday he was found guilty and sentenced to 35 years in prison. And now we've got a portion of the Black community claiming that the decision was racist. And let me show you this video that perfectly sums up the vibe of these protests. And I took the volume off of it because it was too insufferable. So you can just talk over the video while we watch it if you want. Go ahead. Pop it.
I can only imagine what you're saying.
I think that's the one saying, what am I supposed to tell my son? What am I supposed to tell my son? Don't stab someone in the heart.
That's the guy with the traumatic brain injury, isn't it? Jumping up and down.
I don't even know what it is.
I think he's having a seizure or something.
No, I think he thinks he's making a point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the one woman, I believe that was the one where she was screaming, "What do I tell my son?"
Yeah, I saw that one too. Like, what do I tell my 5 boys? What do I tell?
Or, yeah, 5 boys. Yeah, don't stab people.
Yeah, don't break the law. You'll be fine.
Why does your head gotta go like this though? Like, does that prove some point? Does that make it more of a better point? Like, I couldn't even listen to her. And the jumping up and down, like with that, the jumping up and down, stared at someone in the eyes with that menacing look. Like, I'm gonna say it. Like, nobody in the Black community, and I mean nobody, acted like that 40, 30, 20, even 10 years ago. What the hell happened? Like, did the Democrat, white liberal, everything is racist rhetoric get such a hold that people now have brain damage? Because the Black people I grew up with, and I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, we were probably one of the most, diverse cities in the world, New York. It was called a melting pot. So I knew Black people lots. They were all just civilized, normal people who just got jobs, went to school, had families, did their thing. How did this happen? And why do we have to deal with it? And why do we have to deal with people who are angry that a cold-blooded murderer is getting put in jail and calling it racist when he admitted that he stabbed the kid in the heart?
I'll take this one. So I'll tell you why. I said,
we
wait,
take
and it's
that-
not.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, no, go ahead.
So no, I'll tell you why. It started. Oh, it got worse under Obama. Obama, not black, not white, American, and then all of a sudden shifted gears after his second term. The Trayvon Martin thing happened. So and he said, "Oh, there could have been one of my son. He looked just like me." And that's when the real big push of the racial divide is now. And then you have all these idiot white people too, as well, all the blue-haired nose ring idiots that are out there doing the same thing, screaming at people's faces, singing songs, and I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you had Andy Kim, for God's sake, singing songs at Delaney Hall. Imagine you don't even hear it. I wish I'd. Now you wouldn't want to hear it. But I mean, that's what they do now. But it's just the. I don't know. It's just the change in their culture. It's just dumbing down. It's indoctrination. And that's what it is. And whether the black people going crazy like this, because you know why? Because they think everyone pushed the racial divide, and it's entitlement, and it's reparations, and they think they deserve everything from a white person. You have the white people, the white liberal, blue-haired nose ring people, and they think that they owe something. I don't know. I don't know. They're just
but it feels like there's something like they're like
mentally wrong. Yeah, it is
mentally we're angry. And what did we do? We started talking on the internet to try to inspire people to know what's going on and maybe also have a voice, right? We're constructive. We're not doing this menacing personas and that are completely unreasonable.
Well,
get you nowhere. Well, maybe Seth is a little okay, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. We're not going to figure out what happened here, and what broke in these people's brains. But I mean, definitely everything you just said, Damon, is part of the buildup and part of the brainwashing that it takes for somebody to snap and act like that. But I'm just tired of it.
It's allowed. That's why. I mean, they let people out of prison for after they commit major felonies, and they wind up killing people afterwards. And it's allowed. I'm just going to roll it. It's a Democrat leadership. I mean, and that's basically what it is. I mean, yeah. Well, lack thereof. You're right about that. But they just everybody can get away with whatever they want. It's okay. Yeah, they're open borders. That's fine that you're crazy. We'll let you out on the subway. It's amazing. It's Democrat leadership. Well,
right.
The problem is, I can tell you what the problem is. Public education. This all started in public schools. All of this bullshit. You're a victim. Whites are oppressive. You're entitled to everything. Whites need to give it to you. It's a public education. So before I go further than that, homeschool. Take your kids, even if black kids, white kids, Asians, take your kids out of school. Homeschool them. Give them a real education, not this woke indoctrination bullshit where everybody's a victim or everybody's an oppressor. They're not learning anything. So get them out of school, homeschool them, number one. Number two, everybody's entitled, like that lady, what are my friends, Chickenhead. You can talk however you want to talk. Same with the white people, but make sense. Have some facts behind what you're saying. Just don't throw out words. I mean, and I know that's what liberals do. They throw out words fishing for an emotional response. Racist, Nazi, fascist, homophobe. They use those words to try to elicit a response. And the responses are getting less and less now because they've used those words so much they don't mean anything. Oh, so you called me a Nazi? Yeah, whatever. I got called that 75 times the other day. Doesn't mean so much. And my question to all the black people who are upset and saying it's racist, what would have changed if it were a black jury? With the evidence that was presented, the testimony that was given, what would have changed?
Yeah, well,
how would you have found him not guilty with all the evidence and testimony? Unless you base it solely on color.
Which was done in the OJ trial.
Yeah.
Do you remember the documentary of the OJ trial where the black juror said that she just couldn't bear to put another black man behind bars, so that's why OJ got off? I mean, so if you have those kind of people, that's what would have changed. But she
Well, that's
admitted
what I
that
mean.
was the reason.
Then they need to say that out loud. Then they need to hear themselves saying that out loud. That I would
But they-
offend him guilty just because he's black.
But they're okay with that. That's
They
what
are, but there are a majority of black people in this country that go, "Hey, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You're telling me you let a murderer off just because he's the same color as me? That's bullshit." I firmly believe there are more common sense, level-headed people in this country than there are morons like we had on that video. It's just that the common sense, level-headed people are afraid to speak up now. They don't want to get involved. They don't want to be called out. If you're a black person and you agree with this verdict, you're an Uncle Tom now. Now they're screaming at you, race traitor.
Yeah.
You don't want to come out.
Well, one difference that I did see, honestly, is they had those protesters out there, the nuts out there saying what they were saying. And listen, I know a lot of people were upset with Trump and everything else, but him getting in office and just like cutting all the bullshit out, with the closing the borders, there would have been riots.
Oh yeah.
Him sending the National Guard to different places where there were riots. I mean, if this was when Biden was in, or God forbid Kamala Harris was in,
oh Jesus,
it'd be riots. So that's the thing. If we get Democrat leadership back in, then we're going to go right back to that stuff.
Oh no,
Yeah.
We really are. I mean, 100% go back to it because it's that they want this. They want the division because they want the power. They'll do anything for the power. They don't care how many people get hurt. They don't care how many lives that they've ruined. They want the power. They want to stay in power, and it doesn't matter to them at all. Now, listen, not every Republican is great either. I'm not saying that, but this one is. So, and these two are. So, well, maybe not him.
And let me say this, and I think I can speak for everybody here and everybody who's watching now and later. Had the evidence come out and shown that Karmelo Anthony was innocent and was self-defense and he was convicted, I'd be right out there with everybody else screaming and yelling. That's unjust. That is not right.
Of course.
It did not show that. But it didn't show. It showed that he was wrong.
He admitted it.
He told the cop it wasn't alleged. I did it. He ran, which shows guilt. I don't care what anybody says. Innocent people don't run.
Well,
no.
You know what? If it was truly self-defense and he ran away because he was scared, I could buy that. But it wasn't.
He'd have ran to a cop. But why didn't he run to a cop then?
Right. No, the evidence played out very clearly that it wasn't self-defense. He wasn't threatened. Did you hear what Jasmine Crockett said?
Yes.
I try not to listen to that mutt, but
so she said a lot, but there's one piece of it was you don't know what it's like to be black in this country, and he was so afraid in this tent of white kids, and they were going to push him out into the rain. And I'm like, if white kids are so scary, why would he go to that tent to begin with? We're scarier than raindrops. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That was her like, she's so stupid.
They're going to push me out in the rain.
I'm melting.
Yeah. I'm pushing me out in the rain. I know. I heard that. I'm like,
and don't get me wrong. I think I think Metcalf let his ego kind of take over for a little bit there. It wasn't his place. He could have got the coach. Coach could have told him to get out. Coach could have got somebody to move him out. I get it. But what Metcalf did not earn a murder. He did not earn to lose his life. A shove doesn't need to be answered with a knife to the heart. A shove maybe requires he receive an ass kicking. Get punched in the mouth.
And
you don't stab somebody over a shove.
But even all the witnesses who were black and white said that the shove was gentle. It wasn't like it was something more like a
danger shove. It was more like a get out of here.
Yeah, like not even a push, and it. So anyway,
and he got 35 years. He was looking at 99. He got 35, which means in Texas he gets eligible for parole when he's in 17 years. He's going to be a young man. He gets to live his life. Metcalf's dead.
Yeah,
he doesn't get any more chances. He doesn't get to go in and do anything else. In 17 years, he doesn't get to come back. 35 years for a first-degree murder is a very good sentence for him. He got off light. That is especially in Texas, where they hang you for speeding tickets. I mean, come on. He got off real light.
And anyone that stabs somebody in the heart after getting pushed. I got in many fights in my life, growing up in Philly when I was younger. And you throw your hands. If somebody punched me, I'd punch him back. I wouldn't even think about pulling out a knife and stabbing him in the heart, even if they punched me in the face.
No, because you're not a psychopath.
Yeah, so if I was on that jury, I would sit there and think he wanted to do it. If that's something that he wanted to do.
Well, didn't they
He
say
did
in the
say something
testimony?
like start with me and find out. You know,
In the testimony, he had his hand in the bag on the knife before he got pushed.
Yeah, he was
It
ready to
wasn't like
go.
he got pushed and then reached into the bag. His hand was in the bag on the knife before he was pushed. So yeah, I think he was like, "I'm gonna stab this dude."
Yeah, I mean, only psychopath would just pull a knife out and stab someone in the heart. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
unless they were trying to stab you. So.
Here, I've got one more video to show you though. So this, a journalist went up to people outside the courthouse who were under a tent, you know, kind of like a tailgate for the decision. And it turns out that some of the people in this tent were Karmelo Anthony's family members. So if you have questions about why this kid acted the way he did, this is a standard by my evaluation. The apple does not fall far from the tree situation. Let's look at the video.
We're just here with press just to record and talk to you guys or see what's going on. Okay. Okay. It's a free country. You're in public. You're in public. Okay. Okay. Well, you're in public. I'm just asking. Yeah.
Bitch, go!
Whoa.
Hey, move the camera, bro. They don't want to.
It's free speech. It's free speech. Why are you throwing stuff at us? Yeah, why are you throwing stuff at us? What the hell is that? All right, well, they're throwing water bottles at us while we're recording. By the way, there's signs right here that says, self-defense is not a crime. Karmelo Anthony should do no time. And there's also this sign right here says, hands off. And this sign says, we stand with you. I believe this is about Karmelo as well. And you'll see a picture right here of Karmelo Anthony. These are pictures probably from his Instagram. Self-defense is not a crime. So that's basically with the tensions being high here. You can see, I mean, we're not here to support anybody, but we're already having things thrown at us. Well, we don't have to do that.
Angry and upset. It's family members over there.
Okay.
So you're agitated.
Oh, those are family members.
You're agitated.
Well,
It's ironic that they didn't want him in their tent, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
What do you guys
I will say this: the guy with the camera. I'm all for freedom of the press. I'm all for that. But there comes a point where you're not there as a journalist. You're there to cause shit, to try to get it on camera so you can get viral and make thumbs up. He didn't give a shit. He just wanted to be. He's not a journalist. His buddy's probably holding an iPhone, following him around. That happens all the time. If you go looking, well, in the Navy we had a saying: you don't start shit, won't be no shit. He was trying to start shit, and then they're throwing things at me. What did you think was going to happen, moron? What did you think was going to happen? A real journalist, a reporter would have said, okay, sorry, and backed off and done his report away. He stayed there to try to agitate it, and that happens all the time. That's what aggravates the shit out of me. Just because you have one of these doesn't mean you're a journalist. Doesn't. It just means you got too much free time on your hands. Find a part-time job on top of your full-time job and leave everybody alone. Stop shoving your camera in people's face, trying to act like you're FR Murrow. You're not.
There's merit in what you're saying, but I frankly am quite glad that he did this because look at how those people acted.
Well, they acted like idiots too.
I think it makes the case against, it makes the social case outside of court about how unreasonable these people are.
No, I agree. I'm not excusing anything they did, but I don't want anybody who looks at that and goes, oh, that white guy was just trying to be journalist. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was there for a purpose. He was there for a reason. And it wasn't to get the story or understand what they were saying. He was there to cause shit. And he caused the shit he wanted. And I can't stand that. Because there are real journalists out there who take that stuff seriously, who are professional, who follow a code of ethics and still get the story and don't upset people. These people are provocateurs, like the ones that shove the cameras in cops' face and call them like motherfuckers and scream and yell at them, and then get mad when the cop snatches them up. Oh, look at that assault. You deserve it.
Yeah, we didn't see the beginning of it, right? We didn't see the beginning of it. I mean, I don't know what his approach was, and it was probably provocative, like you're saying.
And I don't want to get emails from people saying, "Oh, you're anti-First Amendment." No, I'm not. I'm all for it.
I don't see that.
I'm for common sense. Use some common sense.
Yeah,
You could
we don't know.
email us
We don't.
way
We don't
worse
know
than
though
that.
if he did walk up. We don't know. We don't know if he did walk up and say, "May I ask you some questions?" Like we don't know. And so he could have been provocative. He could have walked up like a proper journalist. We really don't know. But
Right.
we did see, regardless, that these people acted like we would expect. Damon, what do you think?
I agree with Seth with the journalist too, but at the same time, the way they acted, we don't know how he approached it, right? But what I look at is he was white, they were black, and everyone says white people are racist now all the time. Yeah, maybe they were back in the day. All right, I know I'm not. I know you guys aren't. I don't see it anywhere. Actually, we have the whole white guilt thing going on with the liberals and all that stuff, and it's like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I want to use the cliche. I got plenty of black friends, but I do. I work with a lot of black people, and they're normal people. But to your point, Lynn, the way they react like that, I could see how Carmelo Anthony would be racist. In my mind, I mean, if I was on that jury, my thoughts would be he wanted to stab that kid. He wanted to kill him because nobody does that, by a little shove. All the witness testimony was a little shove to get out, and that was it. And he has his hand on the knife and stabs it right in the chest. He wanted to kill a white person.
Yeah, he did.
That's
I don't think it would have been mad if it was a black person. I think he just wanted to. He felt disrespected, so he was going to lash out. I think if a black kid had done that to him, he'd have done the same thing. Like, you don't disrespect me. Touch me again and find out what happens.
I think this is going to be interesting because he's in for 35 years, maybe less for good behavior. But I just can't. I'll be surprised if we ever see him outside of the prison walls again, because this is a child, an adult, but still a high school kid acting like that. He has no impulse control, no social skills. I think he's going to get in more trouble in prison. I just can't see anybody, like you said, disrespecting or dissing him in prison and then him not reacting in a really violent way. So I think this kid's probably never going to see the light of day again because there's more trouble coming his way.
All I know is this shit's got to stop. And it's fueled by media now and fueled by, again, Democrats. I don't see any Republicans out there calling for race baiting and everything else. But people, they listen to their elected officials, and so again, I'll blame the Democrat not so leadership.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on here. So the next thing we are going to talk about is we're going to give Seth a few minutes to catch us up on some serious corruption and action and drama going on in the Maryland Republican Party. But
no way.
I know.
It's going to be right after this break. Stick around.
Chomping at the bit.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up. Because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. But America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. The New Jersey State House Watch, hosted by Jack Brangan and Constance Detzel. APN's The Pulse is moderated by either Alexandra, Damon, Elana, or Seth. Also tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms. Join the revolution because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
All right, Seth, what is happening in the Republican Party in Maryland? We're dying to know.
Well, I live in Western Maryland, Frederick County. So we're on that panhandle, I guess you could call it, of Maryland. I have been a Republican since I could vote. More conservative than Republican because there is a difference. I'm more conservative. And our election is coming up. And where I'm at, there's openings on the Republican Central Committee, those people who represent the party to the public. And then there's people who are already in elected positions who are running again. There happens to be someone running for the Frederick County Republican Central Committee who is on video. This is not me just making things up. I've seen the security film, stealing $40 off the VFW bar. Just putting it in her purse, walking away. It's on video. There's no dispute. That's what happened. I talked about it on my last show on Sunday, kind of talked about it, showed the video. The Republican chair for the Central Committee has said it's not a big deal. It's $40, not a big deal.
Really?
Yeah. So I am done with the Republican Party in Maryland. I'm done. I'm done trying to fix it. I'm done trying to point out good things. We have someone who's a thief, not speculating, a thief, stealing. And people are defending her. Oh, it wasn't that bad. If you only knew her, you would understand. She's not a bad person. Again, you've got the chair of the Republican Central Committee. It's not that big of a deal. We're not going to get involved. She can continue running. And if she gets elected, we're not going to put her off the board. She can stay on. There are no true Republicans in Frederick County, but a handful. There are a handful that are trying to do good things. But the rhinos and the wishy-washy half-steppers have destroyed the party. And I'm glad. I am glad that the party is destroyed in Frederick County. I hope it burns to the ground. And never comes back. Because if this is what a Republican is in Frederick County, you all suck. You suck. If you are a conservative, first and foremost, it's law and order. Nobody's above the law. Doesn't matter what it is. If you break the law, you need to be held accountable. It's not, I have ethics and integrity unless I know the person. Then it's kind of, you didn't. A thief's a thief. And if you claim to be a leader of the Republican Party in Frederick County and you don't have the balls to come out and say that's theft, it's wrong, that is not a representative of the Republican way of thinking at all. We want nothing to do with that person. You don't come out and go, it's not that bad. That makes you a bigger piece of shit than the thief. You're a coward. So if you're watching as Justin, you're a coward. You're not a leader. I don't know who lied to you and ever told you that you were a leader. You were not. At best, you're a shift supervisor at a Circle K on the midnight shift. That's all you will ever be. You're not a leader, and you're running the party into the ground. You're allowing it to go. So I am leaving the Republican Party after this election. I am going independent. I don't care if that means I can't vote in the primary. I don't care. I will not be associated with the party that condones theft, condones lying, has no ethics, no integrity, but expects you to give them money and support them regardless of what they do. It's disgusting. Everybody involved in that should be embarrassed and ashamed of what they are. But in order to do that, you have to have integrity to begin with. And these people don't have integrity. They lack it. My dog has more integrity than these people. So I will openly work against all Republican candidates unless I know they're truly Republican moving forward. This is disgusting, and this is the problem with this country. We turn our backs at things we don't like because you may know that person, or I like them, or I've had breakfast with them. So your integrity is 50-50. It's not full-time. It's only when it's convenient to you, when you're speaking in public to get reelected. Then you have integrity and ethics. Behind closed doors, you have none. And these people need to be called out. And this is not just happening in Frederick. It's happening around the country. Every time something pops up, people ignore it. Oh, he's a Republican. Oh, he's a Democrat. It doesn't matter. Wrong is wrong. Hold wrong accountable, or it just gets worse.
Well, who was it?
He's blowing the steam off his head.
Who is this person that stole off the bar? I wish we had the clip. I wish I knew we were going to talk about this. I would have made sure to include it.
Patricia Kelly. She's running for Central Committee in Frederick County.
And what is it? Just tell me the story. She's at the VFW.
She's on security cam. She was there for a meeting, I believe, the Frederick County Conservative Club. This was during a break between speakers. She goes to the bar, and when she gets to the bar, you don't know what it is until you know what it is. In front of her, there's some paper on the bar. She puts her purse down in front of the paper. She's talking to the bartender. Bartender walks away. She picks it up and looks at it. Then you can see she's fanning out money. And there's a bill. So it's a bar tab. So she puts it back down. So she picks it up, sees what it is, knows it's not hers, and puts it back down. Talks to the bartender some more. I think she gets a drink or she's paying a bill. He walks away again. She picks it up, palms it in her hand, puts it in her purse, and looks around. Pays her bill and leaves. She says, I thought that was my money. It was an honest mistake. I didn't know. That's what passes for a Republican in Frederick County. And to the Republican, I guess it's already person in position. She's an elected official who's Republican who jumped on me online today. You're a piece of shit too. And I'll say it to your face. You're condoning theft that makes you less of a human being. There's no theft that's acceptable unless you're trying to feed your starving family. No theft is acceptable. I don't care.
How did this story come out?
The president of the club sent me the video. She goes, "Did you believe this? Look at this." And I was like,
wow,
what the hell? And again, the Republicans have rallied around her. It's not a big deal. That's
kind of a first. You know,
welcome to Frederick.
Really
that's a Democrat thing. They don't care if they smother a puppy. You know, they still rally around the person. I mean, look at Graham Platinum, whatever. I think that guy.
I had to watch it. I had to watch it 4 or 5 times to get my head around it. Like, you're really defending this? There's no.
But they're not Republicans. They're not Republicans.
And on top of that, it's at the veterans of foreign wars. What are you stealing from them for?
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, I'm done with the Republican Party. If that pisses people off that watch this or watch me, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to enable an unethical, unhonorable party anymore. They're not getting any more of my time. And I will speak out against them until the day I die. I can't. I was raised better. Theft is theft.
I appreciate that. I feel that, and I'm disgusted too. And I agree that this should be called out. And I will be reaching out to you afterwards for the details because I'm certainly going to talk about this on Instagram.
And don't get me wrong. There's a handful of Republicans in the Frederick County that are great that I will support no matter what party I'm with, but they're outnumbered.
But are they saying anything about this? Have they spoken out and made a statement?
Oh yeah, they said she needs to step down. That she can't be in the race, or she has to sign something. Yeah, I think you can't step down in Frederick County now. We've passed that date, so they want her to sign an agreement that if she wins the election, she will voluntarily step down and not run on the Central Committee. There are good Republicans, but again, they're outnumbered. Their voices are drowned out by wishy-washy ethical people. And that's not how the Republican Party or conservatives should act. Wrong is wrong.
Is there a candidate running for that position that you trust, who you think deserves it?
A couple, but they're being worked against by other people running. Frederick County is very incestuous when it comes to politics. The same people run, the same people get elected. Nothing really changes. It's sad because there are really good people who should run for office here, but won't because they've seen the Republican. They're like, I don't want to be associated with that. I know a guy who was a captain in the Navy, commanded people. And he goes, no, I would never run in this county because Republicans are trash. I'm not getting involved with them. And it's sad.
All right.
I'll tell you what one good thing is. Last night was our reorg meeting. I'm on committee here, and my wife is as well for Gloucester County. So our great Gloucester County chair, Adam Wingate, was reelected. He had a couple people going after him pretty hard. He won in the landslide. So,
good.
Congratulations, Adam. He's a true conservative, not a rhino like the others. But we've been having a lot of issues here in New Jersey.
What do we do?
But he's one of the good ones. So we got him back in. So it was awesome. So
that is awesome.
Good.
So all right. Well, thanks for that. And it made me nauseous because it really, even, there is no, it's only $40. The integrity matters. And, we're going to get bad apples in the party. But if we as a party don't eject them immediately on like in a unified way. What are we gonna do? All right, let's talk about some other slimy people, because that's what we're doing, right? There's so many. All right, do me a favor, Damon, producer backstage, pop up the image for number 7. All right, so this image is a man named Jonathan Pettigrew. He's 41 years old, and on Monday afternoon, he was riding this bus in the Bronx, and there was a teenager sitting on the bus who was talking really loudly on the phone, and Pettigrew said to him, "Hey kid, pipe down," or something along that lines, and the teenager took out a gun and shot Jonathan Pettigrew in the abdomen, and he killed him. He was a father of 7. And what I want to show to you is, I'm going to ask you, what do you notice about how the news described the suspect? Pop it up, please.
The suspect then fled on foot southbound on White Plains Road. He's described as a young man, possibly a teenager, wearing a white shirt at the time.
Anybody notice anything?
Oh yeah,
There wasn't a description.
Was he white? Was he black? Was he Spanish?
Yeah. Any real identifying factor was left out. Race, for instance, height. A young man between 13 and 17 years old wearing a white t-shirt. That's all we got.
You know why?
We know why, right? But this is the world we live in, that they would rather let a lunatic, cold-blooded murderer roam the streets of New York than make a group of people look bad. And this man is dead. Like, it's not like he just stole $40. He murdered somebody in cold blood on a bus because he was offended.
Disrespected.
Yeah. That's it. You guys did.
Yeah,
No, I'm silent. What's happening?
I'm
here?
just silent because I can't stand it. I'm angry. I mean, it's so ridiculous, because that's why we started this network and our podcast, is to tell the real news. I mean, I don't care if it was a white guy that shot a black guy, or a black guy that shot a Spanish guy, or whatever circle it might have been in. You tell the truth. But you see it time and time again that they leave out the details if it's a black person shooting somebody else. They won't say it. But if it's a white person shooting somebody, a white male shot, whatever it may be. But it's ridiculous. It's disgusting. It really is. I'm so fed up with it. I'm disgusted with the mainstream media, because they do it on purpose, because they can't say it, because it doesn't fit their narrative. And again, it's race baiting. They want racial divide. If they said a black person shot another black person on a bus, then it's like, it doesn't fit their narrative. But like I said before, if it was a white person or an Asian person that shot a black person, or Spanish crowd, who knows? They would describe exactly who they were, where they're from,
their address,
everything.
Already see images. You're telling me there's no surveillance images of this? Yeah. He was on a city bus in a city where there's cameras everywhere. I mean, it's just deliberate.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It is. Yeah.
Nobody took their phone out. Come on. People take their phone out to someone screams and yells at a McDonald's. So no one recorded this at all on their cell phones on this bus. They
had the information already.
Oh, they got it all. They probably know who it is already.
Yeah.
But so, like Damon was saying,
there's cameras on the buses.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
And they're Wi-Fi. So somebody has that information in a mainframe. So it's not like, oh, we didn't record it. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
it's been recorded.
The news has it already. They just didn't want to say it. And it's
really disturbing. Really, really, really disturbing.
That's why people gotta stop watching that shit mainstream media, because they do this on purpose. They do it on purpose. It's just tell the truth. Just say what actually happened.
Yeah, truth is not racist. Truth is truth. If it's a black guy, say it's a black guy. If it's a white guy, say it's a white guy. It doesn't matter. Truth is truth.
Yeah, especially when you're describing a suspect.
Yeah.
If you know that he's black or you know that he's white, at least that cuts it in half. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, cuts in half. There's, I mean, there's danger. Like the people of the city are now in danger, but we don't want to hurt feelings.
But and I'm going to take it a step further than Damon. I agree with everything Damon said. I mean, very rarely do I not agree with the hammer, and it's not because he's the hammer. I just agree with him more than not. I want to take a step further. Excuse me, I'm sick. There aren't really men in this world anymore. They've been beaten down and told being a man is wrong and it's toxic. When I was growing up, if you had a problem with somebody, you fought with your hands. You didn't shoot them. You didn't stab them. You didn't run him over with the car. You either kicked his ass or he kicked your ass. And then you moved on. You said, I won or I got beat. And you moved on. Now it's shoot him, stab him. Because that's what a man does. I'll shoot him if he disrespects me. No. Fathers need to step up and explain what being a man is. It's not about fighting. It's about, you know what? Whatever, dude, I'm walking away. I'm not dealing with this. That's what a man does. Unless you have to go hands-on or something with somebody, you don't. Why go cause problems? So you're on your phone screaming and yelling. Someone tells you to shut up. Just, okay, dude. And get quiet. That's all you got to do.
Or turn around and say to him, no, you shut up.
Yeah, or tell him to shut up. Something.
That's
like
it.
with Karmelo Anthony, get out of the tent. No, shove him, punch him, or just leave. Be a man. Get up and leave. Mutter under your breath when you walk away. Call him whatever you want to call him, but walk away. Men don't act in that manner. Little boys do. Little boys who don't know any better. Oh, you disrespected me, I'm going to kill you. Oh, you told me to be quiet, I'm going to shoot you. That's not what men do. And that's the problem with this country. Being a man is now considered toxic. You got to stand there and take this, or you shoot him, run, because I can't hit him, or I'll be a toxic male. Man up. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right, and you move on. You're screaming on the phone. You know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. Just shut up.
It's kind of funny though, because you're right, but as with everything else with the liberals and their mindsets, it's a gaslighting hypocrisy, because you as a white man, you cannot stand up for yourself and your family because that's toxic, but they are literally advocating for murder culture, and they believe that you should kill somebody who disagrees with you instantly. Like they believe it, they live it. But you just have to bow down because, 150 years ago, somebody that had nothing to do with you did something that they didn't like. It's really, they're so evil and twisted. And this is how evil works. It twists the truth and it makes things illogical and it weakens good people. But we have also, to an extent, allowed ourselves to be weakened. And, we played along in the beginning, and we should have, I'll say in my lifetime, political correctness is where we should have just all put our hand up and said, not playing, because that is really where a lot of this in my estimate started. And I know there was more before that led to it, but we should have told them to pound it then. And we would be doing better now.
I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know there's a large portion of the African-American families that don't have a father in the house. I think it's like 45, 50%, some crazy number.
I think it's like 60.
And studies have shown fathers not in the home will lead to criminal behavior, will lead to high school dropouts, will lead to drug use, will lead to lower education. People in that culture, it's I got 20 kids by 10 different baby mamas, and nobody bats an eye. It's like, okay, not a big deal. The government pays mothers not to have fathers in the home. We'll pay if there's no father there. It's the government's fault. It's society's fault for letting that happen. And you got to blame men. If you're there to make the baby, you got to be there to take care of the baby. It's that simple. Any fool with a dick can make a kid. It takes a man to be a father. And there's not enough men anymore. I don't know what I don't know what happened. Maybe it was political correctness. I don't know when all this changed.
Well, that's a feminism thing. Yeah, I mean,
that has a lot to do with it too. But half of the problems we have now would disappear if fathers were fathers.
Yeah.
Just
But
take the
this is
time
part
to
of
be a
the
father.
part of the effort to destroy the nuclear family and just
And it's
create
working.
chaos.
I mean, it's obviously working.
We let it work. Oh, geez. You want to talk about something good, or Damon, you got any final thoughts on this one?
Well, I just want to say, yeah, Seth, you're right about all that. And one thing, it's society. It's these organizations. I mean, look at the Southern Poverty Law Center. You know, everything that they're going through right now, well deserved what they're going through. And the congressional hearings are getting ripped apart. I mean, they label like not Planned Parenthood, but what is the other, like a parental, what's the organization, crisis pregnancy centers that help you out with to have babies. You know, and they labeled them as a terrorist organization and all that stuff. So, and I watched the earlier today. There was a back and forth with I think it was Tom Cotton, maybe it might have been him, with one of the people from that organization, and he said, "Well, you brought up Planned Parenthood and women's rights." I said, "Well, but you don't label them as a terrorist organization." He said, "You don't know how many black babies were aborted? You know, it's like 40 million, and they're 13% of the population." I said, so they're killing people, but then people that want to have babies, you're labeling them as a terrorist organization. People that prey outside of, abortion clinics. So it's just so backwards. So it just is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
All right.
100%.
All right. Let's talk about something positive.
Yes.
So there was, a nice clip that came out of the White House today. Let's pop that up.
This morning, I'm thrilled to sign the Secure America Act to immediately and fully fund the Department of Homeland Security through the end of my term. So we won't have that to be talking about anymore, Lisa.
No, we will not, sir.
We'll give the heroes of ICE and Border Patrol, and that's what they are, they're heroes, what they have to go through to keep us safe, the support and resources they need to defend our borders, protect our homeland, and to keep America safe.
The 70 billion big ones are going to fund ICE through the end of Trump's second term, despite months of Democrats screaming and crying about it. What do you think?
I think people need to realize that we're the only country that has a law enforcement guarding our borders and not the military. Most countries use the military to guard their borders, which means they don't play with you. They're not there to arrest you. They're there to kick your ass and throw you back across the border immediately. Here we have law enforcement that follows rules. So they should be happy that we're not some third world nation that has special forces or army units on the border chomping at the bit to beat somebody up. I don't understand what the problem is with enforcing your borders. You close your door at night, you lock your door, you don't let strangers into your house. What's the difference? I've never understood that argument at all. And no one's against immigration. Legal immigration is fine. We'll help you if you're doing it legally.
Well,
to a
don't
point.
try to understand liberal logic. I mean,
No. I just think if I were an immigrant and all these people feel that they're allowed to jump the line and do what they want to do to get in this country, I'd be offended. Like, dude, I paid my dues. I followed the rules. Why are you special? That I would be offended by that.
I would too. And I would be offended by it's like you're giving us all a bad name.
Yeah.
Coming here, trafficking children across the border. How many women were raped? How many, or killed on the journey? How many, billions probably of dollars were made by smugglers to bring these people here. Then they come here and they get everything for free. And they're leeching off of, Americans. It's really not right. Look what Massachusetts did. The governor gave illegal aliens apartments with full rent paid for 2 years because they were all in the hotels. And when Trump came into office, she had to get them out of the hotels because it would have been too easy to just throw a net over them. So she put them into apartments all over the state to make them harder to find, 2 years of rent paid, plus food, plus health care, plus cash. And then you're a legal immigrant trying to do the right thing, and Americans are angry, and rightfully. And some of that anger is gonna these people are gonna feel it who don't deserve it. Sorry, David.
Look at the younger people that are graduating high school or graduating college if they choose to go, and they can't afford a home, especially in New Jersey. I mean, it's across the country, but especially in New Jersey. So it is a fact that you have an influx of legal immigrants, and they're renting apartments or even buying homes. They're driving the cost up big time. So anyone that wants to rent, and if the government's subsidizing it, then the renters are going to put the price up. So kids can't, they can't move out of their parents' home. They can't afford to buy a home because the price of houses go up. I mean, J.D. Vance, I mean, he put it together pretty well. And when I was watching, I already knew it, but he put it a little bit more eloquently than I did. But that's what the case is. I mean, it's the truth. It's simple math. It's it's how the economy works, and so that's
the supply and demand issue on top of it.
Sure, that's exactly what it is.
And that's what happened with colleges when the government started giving out free money. All of a sudden, it became absolutely astronomical to go to college. It's the exact. I'm glad you brought that up. With the government paying the rents, why not charge more? It's free money.
Well, yeah, man, I wish I had the graph in front of me. When I gave a speech at Rowan about a month ago, if you look at back in 1964, I believe it was, when LBJ started doing government loans for colleges, and then you see Clinton, he pushed it even further because they used to rely on banks. Banks would assess the risk of a loan. They wouldn't just. But when that started, that was just the government reaching into your pocket and giving the money to any kid to go to school for lesbian dance theory or underwater basket weaving, whatever it might be. And they're never going to get it. But if you look at the graph from against inflation, it is astronomical. You see inflation go up like this, and then college tuition way up. I mean, it's unbelievable. I wish I had it in front of me right now. I didn't think it was going to come up, but yeah, because as soon as they started getting government money, and they knew that they can charge more because they're taking your taxpayer dollars and loaning these kids money, they just raised the college tuition. And I showed the kids at Rowan College that graph, and I handed it out to them, and they were like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Look it up yourself. Trust me." I said, "You don't have to believe me." I said, "You're in college. You're smart enough. Go look it up yourself." And they did, and I got a bunch of calls from them afterwards, and like, I can't believe it. It's insane. When the government gets involved, everything gets too expensive, and people rate the government because the government doesn't have money. Everybody, they don't have money. They have your money. That's it.
Yeah,
true.
That's
Very
it.
true.
All right, guys. Well, at least we have $70 billion to continue to defend the homeland and remove illegal aliens. I am delighted. So we have, somebody spending the money in a way that we agree with for once, at least most of us, at least the majority of us here in the country. All right, we're going to move on. Seth, I heard you have some news about Maryland elections.
Oh, yes, I do. You must have ESP. Early voting starts tomorrow in Maryland, across the state. So remember, Tim Faisenbaker, who's been on the show plenty of times, he got the perfect set of hair, has the voice of an angel. He is running for county council in Baltimore County, District 9. Make sure you vote for him. He's catching a lot of flack from the same people who claim to be Republicans, like in Frederick, because he's not following their lead. He's not towing the company line. He's thinking for himself, and Republicans in Maryland don't like that. So Baltimore County, District 9, vote for Tim Faisenbaker. Great guy. He's a family guy. He's got a plan. He's not just a mouthpiece for the party. He wants to do things and make some changes. So you got to support him. And if you live in Frederick County, don't vote for none of them. Don't. You're a fool if you do. Well, vote for Heather Fletcher, Sam Rosenblum. I've had him on my show. vote out all the incumbents. They all got to go because they've been there too long and nothing has changed. So, yeah, you want to vote for Tim Fazenbaker in Baltimore County and those two people in Frederick County. And if you vote for anybody else anywhere in Maryland, you're a fool. You're a fool. Don't be a fool. Don't dance to their tune just because they're Republicans. Don't let them use you like that. Think for yourself.
All right, that's the Maryland news. Bopping over to Jersey, friendly reminder that a friend of the network, Justin Murphy, he won. Yeah, we're getting there. He won the saving the best for last. Last week he won the Republican primary, and he's now going to be running against Cory Booker for his Senate seat in November, which is really big. This is, given New Jersey and the amount of money that Cory Booker has, this is going to be a David and Goliath situation. But I really do believe people are responding very well to Justin's common sense message, and he is not wasting any time. It's only June, but tonight he's out campaigning in Mercer County as we speak. And then right here on the show with us on this network, one of the, pillars of the network, Damon Galdo, is running for a congressional seat in the District 1 in New Jersey. Yep, right there, this guy. And, Damon, take it away. Give us a campaign update. What's going on?
Well, been raising some money here and there. Every day we get a little bit of donations coming in. It's very hard in New Jersey right now. We got walloped in November. Jack Girelli got spanked. A lot of people donated to his campaign. Millions and millions of dollars. So people aren't that excited. We're a very blue state, and my district is a very blue district as well. So, but Justin Murphy winning is a breath of fresh air. It's revitalizing people. I gave a speech last night, but Justin came to the reorg in Gloucester County. Now he doesn't live in Gloucester, but he still attended, and we both gave a speech there. And then we went. As soon as we were done with our speech, I cast in my vote for our county chair. And then we had to roll out of there. We went to Brooklawn, and then another event that we were both featured at, because Justin and I have been working together as much as we can, at least in my district. I go outside my district for him too, because I'm supporting him, even though it doesn't help me out, but still. But the win that Justin had, and listen, I said it last night, I was lucky enough that I got some sleep that night on the primary. I didn't have anybody primary me. They dropped out before. Once I got the support from all three counties. Justin had three other people primarily, and he was not the front runner, but he worked his butt off and got a lot of support, and he won. The underdog came out winning. I thought he really had a chance. A lot of people didn't, and he came. Like he took all kinds of counties up in North Jersey. I mean, I was like, wow, he took Sussex. He took this. I was like, hey, Justin. I said, you and that hair. Speaking of Tim Fazenbaker, I mean, Justin's got hair too. So he gave a speech and he said, I won with $15,000 of flip phone and a mullet. That's what he said. But Justin and I are working great together. My campaign it's going to get bigger and bigger. Get a lot more followers, a lot more donations now that I've won the primary, and I've been just going to every event that I possibly can and giving speeches everywhere. And the thing is, I'm going to places where nobody else goes. People say, don't go to Camden City. Why not? There's 43,000 voters there, and they're people. And I love them just like every other voter. So I've been spending time in Camden City.
Right on.
Then we have a team. We have a Camden City team. We have a Gloucester County team. We have a Camden County team. And then Burlington County, I want to cover two towns. So the Camden County team is taking care of that. And Jack Brangan reluctantly stepped up, like campaign manager, and so did Constance Sitzel. They have a show under our network as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Congrats. That's a good, yes, they're very, very smart team. So that's great.
Yeah. So they're working together, and they're very supportive. It's been a tough time. And so I just got to say, on Monday, at the end of the show that you did for me, that was amazing. What you said about my sister, it really was. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
So, but she at least got to see me win the primary, which is great.
Good deal.
And she was my biggest fan. With that, I have 4 other brothers and sisters. They don't really get involved in politics that much. I mean, they're happy that I'm doing what I'm doing. They're proud of me. But she was the one that called in every radio show. She would, every single time. I talked to her daily. What are we doing next? What doors are we knocking? Where do you want me to put your signs? I'm going to miss her. So,
Sorry.
But Seth, your words were great. Thank you very much.
Don't mention it, man. It was my pleasure.
Well, I'm really sorry about that.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to be all sad. I'm sorry.
No, it's not just not just the loss of a sibling, but loss of somebody that's really supporting you in the things that matter the most to you. That's an extra special sibling, and I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Well, we do have good things to look forward to, even in the midst of all of our family difficulties. All of us, we know each other well, have things going on in our families that can slow us down, and but we keep going, don't we? We just keep. There's a lot. There's still, we have a lot of people in this country who think that because Donald Trump won that they can sit back and everything is just going to come together easily. It's not the case. We have to keep going. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep trying to rally people. New Jersey is tough. Maryland is tough for Republicans. It's tough. People feel like their vote doesn't matter. But we have to remind them that it does, and keep getting them involved. So thank you both for what you're doing, and to rile people up and stay involved. All right, I guess
I got something for you. Just give me 1 second. Justin's always talked about his mullet. He didn't really have too much of a mullet, but he did trim it.
He did have a lot of hair. Yeah,
he did.
He got a beautiful set of hair. I'm gonna grab this.
And before he comes back, I just want to say something I didn't say last time. I have a friend of mine, very close personal friend, who does DoorDash. And apparently people on DoorDash don't like to tip, but they want you to go run around for them and do their grocery shopping and get their food and do all that and bring it to their house and don't tip you. If you do DoorDash, tip. If you're not going to tip, get off your lazy ass and go get it yourself. It's really that simple. These people are working for a living. They're trying to make some money to pay some bills. And if you're too trifling to get up and take care of yourself and you have somebody else do it for you, tip them.
Yeah, that's a tipping job. That's a job that, oh my God.
But I meant you'd be, Jesus Christ.
I ordered this for Justin.
Holy crap. You look, that's just like his hair.
It's not that different. Okay.
I wore it the other day for it. I showed him. He's like, "You're crazy." I said, "We're gonna make an ad."
Yeah, you should. That was good. I like that's funny. That's looks like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, it does. Well, he's got the convertible Mustang. So I said, we'll just make an ad. Hair flapped in the wind.
Oh, nice. I got the poo on me.
that was the comic relief that we needed. So thank you.
I know. I still have
for ending this on a good note. Guys, I want to thank you for coming. Guys, follow everybody along here on the America's Pulse Network. And Seth, where do we find you?
X on Conservative Seth, or Facebook at the Conservative Corner, but I'm restricted. So if I don't get back to you at Facebook, give it a month or two. I think they lift my restriction because, they don't like honesty or anything on Facebook. So
I wonder why.
Wow. All right. And he's a pirate. What are you going to do? Damon, where does everybody find you and follow your campaign?
Well, the number one thing is votedamongaldo.com. Go to
votedamongaldo.com. Okay.
Yes. Correct. So and everyone, the social media plays out here then the video, so everyone knows where to find me there. But the number one thing is votedamongaldo.com. Going up against the juggernaut. Justin is too. I mean, but I'm going up against the most powerful family in New Jersey, one of the most powerful politicians in New Jersey. So it's not going to be.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, he already tried to take me off the ballot, took me to court.
You're good.
I beat him there. I beat him once. So.
That was probably his best shot, too.
Going. All right. Well, everybody, if you're watching, if you like this show, like, subscribe, share, get the word out. And this is America's Pulse. We will see you again next Wednesday, same place, 8 p.m. And the only thing that would make next Wednesday's show great is if we all wore those wigs, but we'll see.
That's nice.
Good night, America. God bless.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up. Because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. But America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. The New Jersey State House Watch, hosted by Jack Brangan and Constance Detzel. APN's The Pulse is moderated by either Alexandra, Damon, Elana, or Seth. Also tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X, Rumble, Truth Social, Parler, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Join the revolution because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth. America's Pulse Network thanks you for watching tonight's episode of the Pulse Podcast. See you at the next packed episode that will take you from breaking news to informative topics. So please click on the subscribe button to get notified for upcoming episodes. If you liked what the Pulse covered, then share the Pulse Podcast with others. APN's The Pulse hosts look forward to seeing you on the next episode.